The unthinkable has finally become reality, and it's shaking the WWE universe to its core. In a moment that will be remembered for years to come, Jey Uso and Roman Reigns have officially broken their silence following Jey Uso's stunning and controversial decision to side with none other than Cody Rhodes. What started as internal tension within one of the most dominant factions in WWE history has now exploded into full-blown civil war. The bloodline, once seen as untouchable, is now crumbling under the weight of betrayal, broken trust, and shifting alliances. Emotions are high, stakes are higher, and the landscape of WWE has been permanently altered. On the latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown, fans around the world witnessed what many thought would never happen. After weeks of cryptic behavior, conflicted expressions, and quiet tension, Jey Uso walked down that ramp to deafening cheers and joined forces with Cody Rhodes in a moment that left the arena stunned and the WWE locker room in utter disbelief. Their unity wasn't just symbolic, it was a declaration of war. Standing side by side, raising each other's hands in the ring, they made it clear that the old order was being challenged. This wasn't just about wrestling anymore, it was about loyalty, legacy, and the freedom to choose your own path. But what came next was even more explosive. The atmosphere inside the arena shifted from shock to electric anticipation as Roman Reigns' music hit and the tribal chief appeared, accompanied by a visibly emotional Jey Uso. This wasn't the cold, calculating Roman Reigns fans were used to seeing. This was a man with fury behind his eyes, but a frightening calmness in his posture. And beside him stood Jey, torn between rage and sorrow, betrayal and heartbreak. This was no ordinary promo. This was family tearing apart live on television. Jey Uso's words cut through the noise like a knife through silence. His voice trembled with raw emotion as he stared directly into the eyes of his brother. "You were my twin, my blood. How could you choose him over your own family?" That wasn't a character talking, it was a man heartbroken by his brother's choices, shattered by the reality that they now stood on opposite sides of a war they never wanted. And then came Roman Reigns, always composed, always menacing in his silence. His delivery was cold, deliberate, and final. "You just made the last mistake of your career," he said to Jey, sending a chilling message not just to his cousin, but to anyone daring enough to challenge his authority. Roman didn't need to yell. His presence was enough to remind everyone that he is still the tribal chief, still the centerpiece of WWE, and still the most dangerous man in the business. But the drama only deepened as Roman dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. While Jey was out making headlines and forming alliances, Jey had been quietly working behind the scenes to protect the bloodline's power. It wasn't just about loyalty, it was about strategy, about preserving the very foundation of their empire. Roman revealed that Jey had never truly left his side. He had been a silent guardian, a hidden hand keeping their family at the top while Jey chased personal glory. This revelation added a whole new layer of complexity to an already combustible situation. It wasn't just Jey betraying Roman anymore. It was Jey stepping away from a brother who had never stopped protecting him, even from a distance. The betrayal wasn't just professional, it was deeply personal, and the emotional weight of that truth could be felt throughout the entire arena. As the segment ended, the image was powerful. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes standing tall in the ring, proud but outnumbered. Across from them, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso stood shoulder to shoulder, a unified front filled with vengeance, heartbreak, and an ominous promise of retribution. This isn't just a feud, it's a full-scale emotional war that threatens to destroy everything the bloodline was built upon. This storyline transcends typical wrestling entertainment. It's a deeply layered tale of brotherhood, ambition, honor, and betrayal. It's as much about the personal choices of each character as it is about title shots and championship gold. Jey Uso's choice represents a struggle for identity, for breaking free from a legacy that has both made and confined him. Jey's actions reveal a man torn in two, caught between love for his brother and unwavering loyalty to his family's legacy. Roman Reigns, ever the puppet master, is now facing a crumbling dynasty that he can no longer control as easily as before. Cody Rhodes, now firmly in the crosshairs, has inserted himself into one of WWE's most personal conflicts. His partnership with Jey is both a bold act of rebellion and a risky move that could alienate fans who feel he's interfering in a battle that isn't his to fight. Cody may be chasing justice, but in doing so, he's become the Bloodline's primary enemy, a marked man in the eyes of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. And let's not forget the looming threats outside this immediate conflict. Paul Heyman, always 3 steps ahead, has been quietly laying the groundwork for something massive. Rumors are swirling that a new faction could soon emerge under his influence, one that includes wrestlers hungry for power, respect, and revenge. At the same time, Seth Rollins and his stable are watching, possibly waiting for the right time to strike and capitalize on the fractured bloodline. With so many moving pieces, the stakes couldn't be higher. This is not just another storyline. It's an epic saga unfolding before our eyes. It's about blood, legacy, ambition, pain, and redemption. And it's only just beginning. With every promo, every stare down, and every match.